Transportation. The early settlers traveled about the area in their carretas, buckboards, on horseback, or on foot. Then prairie schooners and stagecoaches became widespread. These slowly gave way to the early railroad trains. Downey's Railroad. In 1873, the Southern Pacific Railroad decided to connect San Diego and Los Angeles through the vast Santa Gertrudez acreage. Tradesmen of Gallatin and College Settlement argued that the railroad should come through their villages. Rather than take sides, the railroad was laid halfway between the two communities through a new settlement which was being planned by John Gately Downey in 1873. The Southern Pacific Railroad came to Downey on April 15, 1874. When the rails were laid in 1874, residents of Gallatin and College Settlement picked up homes, stores, and wares, moving them into Downey. The railroad was actually a zipper that drew two separate communities together. The War of the Railroad really caused the first mass migration to Southern California. The Santa Fe and Southern Pacific Railroads each tried to have lower prices than the other. In January 1879, the fare to Los Angeles from Kansas City was $150. The Santa Fe cut the price to $125. This made the Southern Pacific officials so angry, they cut the price to $100. This price war continued until July 12, 1886, when the fare from Kansas City to Los Angeles was just $1. With this fare, hundreds of Eastern families could come westward. Transportation by train from Downey to Los Angeles was only 20 minutes in duration and the fare was 15 cents. The last train arriving in Downey each afternoon was turned around to be ready for the first trip the next morning. 4 round trips were made daily during the week from 7 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. for all inbound passengers, and from 8:55 a.m. until 5:15 p.m. for all Downey-bound passengers. Each train had from 2 to 5 coaches, with the last one reserved for Downeyites. The train to Los Angeles was called the Dinky. A big highlight occurred on Sunday mornings when the residents gathered at the train depot to welcome visitors from out of town. They would gather again at 4:30 p.m. to bid them farewell. Train service was discontinued in 1920 when it was abandoned for buses.